40 units automated external defibrillator (AED) and procurement of 3 units of vehicle X-ray machines for all reports.
Thank you. Unless there are any objections, let's proceed to the first item on our agenda, the opening of bids.
Uh, For number 1 item, the lease and maintenance of photocopying machines. The back secretariat did not receive any uh, bid for this project, and likewise nobody secured the bid documents. Hence, pursuant to section 35 of the revised IR of 9184, the back shall declare the bidding a failure when no bids are received.
Nasa room.
Sa board na
Ba't hindi na po sila mamili?
O pwede na mag-motion o wala hintayin sila?
Mr. Chair, I move to declare the bidding for lease and maintenance of photocopy machine as a failure in view of the absence of bidder for the said project.
Usually, I could have your nomination of just be put in the candidate will declare that the procurement of the lease and maintenance of photocopying machines be declared a failure over the fact that no interested bidders have been bid. Wait, Commissioner. There being none, the motion is carried. Second session was instructed to declare the necessary resolution. I consider that the proponent is here. May I ask from the proponent what their plan is regarding the lease and maintenance of photocopying machines, considering that the contract will expire.
Mas mahal yung investment nila kapag parehas na lang.
So, considering that was a suggestion, we might be left with no option but to have varying types of machines.
Baka naman ano lang, Christmas season and there's a feasibility. Baka lang.
Ayan.
Actually,
Baka lang.
three prospective leaders attended the very
So let's review again.
At isa yun sa mga race nila, para-parehas sila.
masyadong
Mabigat, masyado mabigat if
yung 30
no, masyado mabigat sa kanila if all the machines are high-end. So, yung suggestion nila, yung lower volume, particularly, kasi meron mga 200 copies per month, na ay slower machine might be the better option. So, considering that the contract is expiring soon, bakit tumalab regarding that? That's the part of the objection to the adjusting some specs and having it reposted without going through a formal pre-proc.
Hindi na.
I-adjust nila lang. Para at least, pagbalik natin, printed na.
Basta, ano, just
Sir,
make sure that
if they can submit the revised POR, kasi pwede pa yung maihabol for 2019 kung until ano. Tomorrow or Monday.
No, we will submit it before end of business day today.
Okay, very good, sir.
siguro consider lang yung
Kaya
ano.
ganit siya.
Kasi kaya Nino.
Kaya na nila.
Kasi yung maihahabol pa. Si Angie.
We understand the time constraint, so better humingi pa to go back to your office. Ayusin na natin. Paano na natin. So we can commit it within the day.
Sir, they will just review the suggestions last time.
Based on the last President conference,
Ano mo lang?
yun lang, ano yung tingin ko, yung sa number, yung speed.
Sir, parang ang problema lang naman talaga yung speed. So, akala ko po, nag-agree tayo na ibababa siya up to 30 CPM. So, ang nakapost pala is 35. Nalagay ko yun lang po yun.
Sige na, so nagkaintindihan na rin as per guidance of the bank chair.
So, yun lang po, i-adjust lang natin yung minimum.
Yes.
Balik tayo sa 30.
Yung ibang high-end na sinasabi nila.
Hindi mo i-adjust lahat. Kasi yung suggestion during the pre-bid,
Wala.
35.
during the pre-bid, they said
Merong matataas, merong
mababa. Hindi mo ibaba lahat.
Oo,
Kasi
hindi yung mababa lahat,
okay
hindi
lang.
yung taas lahat. Talagang this time, may number na.
So, yung dating 25 units, hindi distribute natin yan ngayon.
Ano yung
Kung 30 CPM, kung 50.
Depende sa usage ng different
Oo.
usage.
Per
Ito lang
department.
yung usage, mababa yung usage, hindi high-end yung machine na ibigay sa kanya. Unlike
Kaya nga, dun sa TOR, i-identify natin kung ilan po yung papasok dun sa 30 CPM. Ilang units.
Yes, it might change the APC. It might change the
only
APC.
problem will be.
Yung papasok sa
Hindi, kasi per page naman ang
Wala,
bayad.
wala, wala. Hindi
Hindi
naman natin binibili
Yung sa
yung
kanila part
machine.
yun eh.
Oo,
Yung investment
labas pa rin
part.
nun, 90 pa rin per ano.
Kung ano yung pinakamabilis?
So
Okay.
yun lang, determine mo na lang sino
Yung
yung
RC
RC na
na
pwede naman yung PO.
Yung 200,
Sa iba, pero sa ano, sa box mo, pwede po sa box mag-use kasi ang dami namin. Siguro yung iba na madali, pwede naman makakapa. Pero sa box mo, kasi sa box mo, kasi kung sa parang dumaan. Para lang
I-base na lang po natin man sa yung historical data, number of copies that were made for the past year, and yung visibility that we have. Tapos, then from there, we can base po kung ano ang magandang pagkakaano ng speed.
Okay.
Maglalaro na ako.
Basta wag ka kami magkakawa.
Okay, dito na next item on our agenda, the pre-procurement contract. Let's begin with the procurement of 40 unit automated defibrillator.
Pinipigil na part doon.
Nahirapan ako i-defibrillator.
Ako AED lang ako.
Defibrillator. Thank you po once again. ESD po is here to present the procurement of 40 units defibrillator. Again, a backgrounder lang po, not to justify this procurement. We don't have an established law po na dictating us to have this defibrillator pa. However, we have the House Bill introduced by Representative Bernadette Herrera-Dini. and this was in August 2019. It is an act requiring the placement of automated external defibrillators and the creation of an emergency response team for medical emergencies in all offices, schools, workplace, government offices, agencies, and other similar institutions for the purpose of a national emergency program. This is also in line with was it what this is supporting the goal of the occupational safety and health goal of making the workplace a safer workplace for everyone. So what does this House bill state? According to the Philippine Statistics Authority, about 74,134 cases of the total 582,000 deaths in 2016 were caused by cardiovascular and heart diseases. This is about 12.7%, making it a top killer death. However, currently, the numbers kept on increasing to up to 170,000 deaths annually from diseases of the heart, and majority of which are due to sudden cardiac arrest or our SCA. According to Mr. Timakgo, a licensed paramedic, only 25%, however, this is the sad story, 25% of the victims get CPR from a bystander before trained help arrives, giving lower survival rate to our victims po. Having an external defibrillator will help emergency responders achieve the right compression depth and rate. And according to the American Health Association, this AED makes it possible for more people to respond to a medical emergency where defibrillation is required. They are portable, and layman or non-medical people can use it. They can be trained to use this one. So what's the implication of this one? Having more people in our community who can respond to a medical emergency by providing defibrillation and chest compression will greatly increase sudden cardiac arrest survival rates, which we of course want in our own institution. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, sige, tapusin mo na natin para mamaya na.
Okay. So again, emergency response team will be the people, our people, who, by the way, are already complying with
Parang nga nalimutan ko.
Ano lang ako, I have to go back first with kasi the emergency response team is the key for this machine. I think before we acquire, I don't know if the body will agree with me, before we acquire something, someone must operate that acquisition. So I'm just curious, do we have an official emergency response team, number one? Ang sabi dyan, skilled. Who are the skilled individuals that should compose the emergency response team? Kasi I think dito sa head office we have, but that is in case of fire and then in case of earthquake. So I don't think we have a medical response team for specific purpose. I don't know. Kasi kung ganun, dapat may establish muna tayo na ERT for this purpose, which I believe we have is yung fire at saka yung earthquake. I don't know.
Wala rin naman ibibigay sa head office na. Wala i-divide.
Meron na tayo.
meron po tayo.
Na-test na ba din yun?
Kasi kung gagamitin daw sir dun sa isang tao eh,
Kaya ba wala-
discardado daw sa baterya eh.
Ha?
Kung ititest natin sa isang tao, sabi daw niya, discardado daw yung baterya. Papalitan pa.
Yun nga, kasi
Ang
kailangan
problema din sir eh, kasi on demand no, kung kailan nga siya functioning.
Yeah, dapat sinecheck namin. Hindi yan hindi mo alam na kung gumagana o hindi. Hindi dapat on the time na kailangan doon lang gagawin. Kasi may diagnostics naman yung machine.
Yun nga.
Ay, yung battery, pinakabattery yan, ayaw mag-on.
Oo nga kaya nga,
Attorney Mark, yung ano ko na, if you have the team, then meron dun sa team na yun, then somebody who will do or use that machine, and somebody who will check the usable of the machine. Kasi baka mamaya, we have the
Hindi,
machine.
dapat kasama sa maintenance schedule yung monitoring. Kaya sa fire extinguisher, dapat may scheduled monitoring and inspection. Kaya para kasi during the time of emergency, doon malalaman na hindi mo lang gumagana. And considering nakatapos sa terms of reference nyo, na magpapalit sila ng mga equipment, mga parts, regularly pag na nasisira, dapat regularly yan din check.
Do we have statistics pa sa PPA? Bagay kasi ano siya, ano nila dito is passengers.
Kasi ano kasi, you have, di ba dapat yung base, equip na ba tayo yung basic first aid muna? And then, parang, I don't know, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor. Di ba ang certain response mo is to look for the nearest hospital? Kasi ang ano ko dito, if the person or the people who will use the machines are not really that trained and ano, walang doctor or anybody with medical profession na baka pumatay ka, hindi ko alam, mamaya yung pa hindi ka,
Ano po, your suggestion is correct. I respect your suggestion kasi is it yung having this training is really actually compliance with the occupational safety and health po, no? But when it comes to that, ito po yung kagandahan of the machine because this machine can be, is user-friendly and can be used by layman even though hindi siya professionally and medically trained kasi it gives you instructions, it gives us instructions. So when we say skilled individuals, it doesn't have to be a licensed practitioner. We can start off, we can jumpstart po dun sa training which we will ask from the provider and they will be the ones who disseminate po the information. You don't have to be licensed to use the machine po.
But Ms. Ange, have you checked with the PFOs where this will be distributed? If they have the personnel now,
Kasama yan sa
so magka-outsource.
Hindi kasama sa procurement na may training.
Yeah, but sino yung kasi yung magpipinpoint ka ng itatrain mo, you cannot just have somebody na lahat ba ng sa PMO. Sa akin lang, dapat merong kahit anong yung medical ano man lang, knowledge, not just an outsourced personnel na let's say statistician siya or sa admin siya, diba? Yung parang or clerk, I don't know, kayo yung sa medical.
Another, sabi niyo, magbibigay yan ng parang instruction. Kung sa passengers yan, anong klaseng instruction? Is it in English or is it in Tagalog or is it in their native dialect? Diba? Kasi baka mamaya, magbibigay siya, pero hindi rin naman maiintindihan ng mga taong gagamit nun, especially kung ang bulk ng tao dyan is hindi naman nakakaintindi ng medical terms or kung paano kung English yan, definitely marami rin naman hindi nakakaintindi ng English, kung Tagalog, kung sa Visayas
Lalo
yan.
na kung mga medical terms.
Oo, paano. Yun lang ang worry ko. Kasi kung hindi siya skilled individual ang gagagamit niya, kung ordinary lang, maiintindihan niya ba yung instruction na ibibigay ng machine?
That can be a limitation na po ba because these instructions are in English.
Tapos si skill, how sure are we na si skill, hindi siya yung tipong mawawala. Yung tipong bawal na training ganito, tapos then by for a reason or another, nagbuntis, o kaya ng ibang bayan.
Kung excuse lang po. Ma'am, kasi yung defibrillator kasi, dalawang klase siya. Meron po pro, tsaka meron user-friendly. Yung dinidiscuss po ni Ma'am Ange po is pinaka-basic siya. Kumbaga, dinidevelop po yung design na yun para po sa lahat. Hindi po siya kailangan skilled. Yung parang,
Ikaw maano ka niyan,
yung instruction,
yung
opo.
maano ka gumamit ng ating
Yes, ma'am. Yung instruction po kasi nito, parang dinisign po siya para sa mga
ano lang, normal na mga makakapintindi. Then meron kasing another device, the Pro, na yun po talaga yung pang-medical practitioner po. Kung pwede rin naman ma'am, dahil
Ikaw, halimbawa, makakapag-train ka ng ibang tao.
kasi ma'am yung
I-train ka,
yes,
ma-start ka.
opo. Yung devices lang, i-aakit po natin dito. Ang instruction naman na is,
Papayag ka na i-test sa'yo.
sa test ma'am, hindi naman siya sir, pero may mga dummy po tayo ng mga talagang mga high-end dummy po na makakapagsabi mo na effective po yung device. Kasi ma'am, bago po bilhin kasi yung tactics, kailangan ma'am na
How's your RV na yung dami na yun gumagana?
may kasama pong doctor ma'am nung nag-train po doon natin. Kasama rin po yung mga ERT and nurses po sa clinic. Yun po yung ano nila. Then may recommendation din sila ma'am na effective din naman sa yun po yung device.
In line with that, ano yun, no, yung strategy.
Hindi, tama na yun. Sige, tumalik yan.
Okay. We'll proceed.
Tumatagal na tayo, dapat review nila ako.
Review?
Dapat review nila ako. Sige, tumatagal na tayo, hindi ka dapat tumagal. Sige, tumalik ka.
Okay, we'll proceed na po. So again, we're gonna discuss the procurement of 40 units AED.
These terms of reference describe the technical description and other terms and conditions for the procurement of the automated external defibrillators for use of the PPA Port Management Offices nationwide. Procurement of 40 units automated external defibrillator. Objective, this aims to provide 40 units automated external defibrillators, AED, to the PPA Port Management Offices nationwide. It is to be used as an advanced cardiac life resuscitating device in emergency cases such as cardiac crisis. Approved budget of contract. The supply and delivery of 40 units automated external defibrillator is for procurement with an approved budget of contract of 10 million pesos inclusive of VAT. Funding should be chargeable against capital expenditures. Scope of works. Supply and delivery of the awarded number of AED to be delivered at the PPA head office for proper inspection and acceptance. All shipping preparations shall include the need to secure the units against any environmental damage during shipment. As part of the after-sales service, supplier must provide basic toolkit for proper utilization and maintenance of the units. The winning supplier shall provide PPE personnel with proper training and demonstration of the proper use of equipment per cluster, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Deployment. Volume of passenger traffic is the main consideration in the deployment of the AED. Priority was given to port management offices and terminal management offices, which has the most number of passenger traffic. They are as follows. Baseport Batangas, Baseport Calapan, Baseport Tagbilaran, Baseport Zamboanga, Baseport Ozamis, Baseport Iloilo, Baseport Dumaguete, TMO Isabela, TMO Babac Samal, TMO Iloilo, TMO Tubigon, PMO Ormoc, Baseport Cagayan de Oro, Baseport TMO San Jose Abra de Ilog, Baseport North, TMO San Carlos, Baseport Surigao, Baseport Masbate, TMO Lipata, TMO Rojas, Baseport Lucena, TMO Ilongos, Baseport Dapitan, TMO Balanacan, TMO Balingoan, TMO Getafe, TMO Camiguin, TMO Tabaco, TMO Pio Duran, TMO Siargao, TMO Puerto Galera, TMO Hagna, TMO Larena, TMO Dinagat, TMO Tablas, TMO Liloan, Baseport Nasipit, TMO Romblon, and TMO Coron.
We stand corrected po dun sa nakaraan na deployment. So we've taken your suggestion of using the 2018 uh, 2019 data for passenger traffic. And we furnish you also a copy of the volumes per PMO. So in case you wanted that, the top 40 base ports and PMOs who had the most passenger traffic was given deployment. Yes.
Sigurado kayo sa yung plano nila, break boxing based on emergency. Anyone can access and escape to emergency. Baka yung fear na baka hindi mali yung diagnosis ng layman na yan ang gagamitin na machine dahil sa nangyayari. The risk is far too great na baka sino ang kumuha ng yung machine and i-apply yan dahil akala niya yan yung correct thing to do. And it being not the correct thing to do. Baka the better solution would be talagang may designated person 24/7 yung operations dyan na dapat nandun na marunong mag-operate ng machine. Kasi kung halimbawa may nangyari dyan, hindi nung mananagot dyan. And you can't say wala tayong negligence doon because we bring a dangerous machine in plain sight where anyone can access and nakalagay pa doon break glass in case of emergency. So we have quick reaction teams, we have people trained sa wash. Bakit naman pag-identify tayo kasi kailangan the operations. Operations, kailangan ba na may taong ano bang effect of wash? Basic operational safety.
Yes, pero there's no training for
Hindi, yun nga. So, ididikit natin sa mga taong trained doon. Dapat sa operations, yung requirement is, kapag may operations yung terminal, dapat may isang tao doon na trained regarding the use of it. Able to diagnose whether or not the machine should be used, and should be able to correctly operate the machine. Rather than just anyone can do, I appreciate the fact that natiniginan nyo na the machine is user-friendly and can be used by a layman. Pero yung diagnosis, medyo delikado. So, dapat, we don't leave it to the hands of the good Samaritan. We have someone trained, and may quick reaction team naman lagi yung port. Isama yan sa sakit. Kung kailangan niyang tumakbo siya. Kailangan isa naman sa specs na nilagay niyo na it is easily portable and take care of your case and not heavier than 1.2 kilograms.
Yes, sir. Since we still have doubts as to this equipment, di ba po pwede ilan lang muna, tapos later na lang. Hindi talaga pwede tumawag na since we still have doubts about this. Dahil hindi naman talaga tayo medically equipped, hindi naman tayo medically inclined. But
Would it be easier that we already have the equipment and we ensure the training of the equipment when it's already with us, rather than the other way around, we capacitate them kasi admittedly it's harder to get equipment than to train people. So if we wait for training to be done first and then procure, kailan pa natin mapuprocure yun?
No, sir. What I mean is, lahat naman to bakalan eh. Baka may mangyari, baka kailanganin, baka ganyan. What if, tapos survival, ganyan, ito naman lahat at naman eh. Bakit hindi na lang muna first 10 na ports, tapos let us wait na talaga bang nagagamit or then sa kanila yung iba, hindi talaga pwede yan. Kailangan always 40, tapos saka na kayo mag-train. Kasi baka naman pag na-procure na natin, pagka marunong na sila, discardado na yung material nito, yung mga ganun. Do we really have to secure this all at once? Baka naman pwede atay-atayin na lang muna natin.
As with all, thinking regarding emergency equipment, it's not needed until you need it. And if you need it right there and then. Hindi yung emergency equipment is useless unless there's an emergency.
when there's an emergency, it becomes priceless. So, a lot of equipment, emergency equipment, hindi talaga nagagamit yan until the actual emergency takes place. So we can't say, wala naman tayo nakikita ng emergency, and we don't wait for the emergency to happen and says, we should have purchased this before, maybe before regarding to emergency. Kung mangyari sa akin yan, na support ako, may nangyari sa akin, I would rather have the equipment there. Kasi yung training regarding dito, I think we have gotten to the point where the use of equipment is simplified. Na yun na, hindi na kailangan layman. Pero we just have to train our personnel regarding when ano ba yung indicators na kailangan gamitin yung equipment. So, may ay hindi ko pa natanong sa inyo, pero usually may diagnostics itong machine na kung tama ba na whether or not the actual condition is present. Tama ba? Kasama ba yung sa machine na nagda-diagnose siya whether or not nagkakaroon ng anong
Cardiac arrest. Makikita po siya with the ECG.
yun na, so may ECG option siya, makikita mo doon. Pag nag-positive yun, doon mo lang gagamitin yung machine.
Yes.
So yun, so at least kung train natin yung tao, sigurado tayo na tama ang pagbasa niya and gagamitin niya yung machine. So, hindi, since this is an emergency equipment, you got to a point where they simplified it, na you don't need an expert to use the machine. Kasi, yung pag-emergency nga, the experts are not always at the emergency, at the side of the emergency. And the value is the presence of the machine. Yun yung thoughts ko. Although, Angie might have another thought.
Well, in the first place, I have reservation as to the response team and who will compose it. Kasi baka ngayon ka pa na mag-compose, bibili mo na yung machine. And then, I don't know, there are lack of personnel now at the PMO level. So baka it's the other way around, you will have the machine, then outsource just to use the machine for this purpose. And secondly, yun nga, who will decide whether the machine should be used in times of emergency, like nahilo na ano, ganyan. Baka naman kailangan ng something like this. So, yung ganon, who will decide when to use the machine? Kasi baka mamaya, mali yung pag-use ng machine, makasama siya. So, yun lang, yung mga aspect on the medical issue. And we really don't know what is the medical condition of the person because we are not doctors, or there might be no doctors around.
Once you test first, using the machine, whether or not cardiac arrest is correct. And it's only
Sa
the
training, somebody
Very much true po yung very much true yung points po, and sabi nga po nila, the key to a proper treatment is proper diagnosis, knowing what is the correct route, then ma-address natin the proper treatment. This is a good point for research, knowing since we are equipped, some people are equipped with wash training, and because that is a compliance. From then on, we can prioritize them to be, sila po yung mga uunahin po for training, for information dissemination din. Kasi, ideally, those who had Bosch training supposed to have also the basic life support training, which can initially diagnose lung condition. They would know if nangangailangan po ng CPR, nangangailangan po ba ng defibrillator. They should know that, those who had that training. And those who had Bosch training would have undergone also the basic life support training.
So sabi natin dito,
dito, it will be given to PMOs and PMOs. So, mostly sa PTVs ito i-station.
Yes.
Tama ba ako? Kasi namin yung passengers.
Yes po.
Yung ang PTVs ba natin, di ba privatized na siya? Paano ba ang ano set up?
Private eyes.
Oo, kasi ganito, ano lang nga yung actual
Yes po.
situation.
Yes.
So if you have a PTV, and for example, it is privatized, the only PPA staff there, Joe, are who are the staff present at the PTV.
Yung erase ko kanina, even it's still a PPA board. Hindi naman required na parang HR na we can only train hindi pwede na PPA personally train mo, wala naman doon. So dapat mag-identify doon ang i-train.
Yun nga kasi, Attorney Mike, that's my point. I think even before we classify the deployment, siguro parang ano lang tayo ng pilot or some ports with top 5 ports with highly yung passenger ano siya, na anong classing, let's say operator yun, how many operators are there, yung staffing nila, kasi kung i-require natin later on from the operator, that is another thing. Diba? Or we will require naman PPA, baka nasa PMO, at tayo naman ng PMO, how can they respond? There should be presence of who there at the station who will parang identify nyo rin yung identity signs. Kasi yun yung magiging next, ano nyo, once you procure this, that will be your next assignment. Who will be now the people involved in the training. Kung noon ka pa na maghahanap, tapos you have to decide whether it would come from PPA ba or the operator of the training. Ayun lang yun na, ano pa na, I don't know.
There's a suggestion din kasi kanina ni Atty. Dana, kung just not procure the whole 40 and then parang i-select lang kung ano yung top, I don't know, kung top 10, top 5 na ports.
And then, kasi yan, wisdom na yan na procurement. So, we take it as it is. Yung decision regarding that is not sa map, but sa staff manager, the agency. Yung sa atin is, responsibility natin, kung nagawa nila yung homework nila, we can offer suggestions, we can recommend to them certain things, pero the final decision on deployment and the number is management. So, hindi sa back. So, sa atin is, if we feel that they've done their homework and we're ready to procure, we approve for procurement. If we feel they need to do more, we can set them back and then come back later. Kasi based sa discussion so far, nakikita ko yung concerns na nare-raise is regarding the actual use of the machine. We see the importance of the machine, but reservations that they raise is with regards to the use of the machine, whether it can be used properly, who will use the machine, and mission employment, sinabi niya, the target is eventually having all passenger terminal police equipment. Yung suggestion na baka konti muna, parang gano'n ang nangyari, hindi naman to full deployment. So let's take a look at other specs.
Thank you, sir.
Technical specifications. The AED shall include but is not limited to the following items: main machine, battery, standard for AED and for standby, adult defibrillator pad, laser manual, alarm cabinet with siren, free replacement of defibrillator pads and battery within 8 years every time the device is used, and the ECG data is sent to the supplier within 48 hours. Free replacement of glass casing within 8 years every time enclosure is broken upon usage of the device. The AED must have both audio and visual guided instructions guides so that rescuer can see visual instructions when environment is noisy. The AED must provide coaching and feedback to the rescuer on the cardiopulmonary resuscitation rate and depth to improve survival rate of sudden cardiac arrest victims. If the CPR compression depth is not good, the AED should prompt rescuer to push harder. If the compression rate is not good, the AED should prompt rescuer to push faster or push lower.
Yung procure nyo ba exactly the same as meron tayo?
Iba.
Wala instructions ba yun? Hindi ko po may instructions.
Parang mas ano yan, lower yung, nakita ko yun yung zone. Zone yung sa'yo na, lower parang yung mas mataas yung specs. Hinihingi dito.
Okay.
Likewise, when the CPR quality is good, it should prompt the rescuer with compression. The AED should be rugged enough to use in the industrial and outdoor environment. It must meet the military standard 800F method 516.5 procedure 1. The AED shall be protected against solid objects and liquids with minimum ingress protection ratings of IP56. The AED must use self-compensating output pulse envelope biphasic technology. The AED must be lightweight with carrying case and portable for easy hand carry to ensure that the rescuer is able to reach victim in the shortest possible time. It should not weigh more than 1.2 kg. The AED shall be CE or FDA certified. The AED shall be able to record a minimum of 90 minutes of critical electrocardiogram segment and rescue event parameters. The AED shall be able to do an automatic self-check with continuous green or red blinking LED. The AED shall be powered by removable battery. The battery shall be able to last for at least 60 shocks, first at 150 joules and then continuously at 200 joules. The electrode pads and battery must be in one cartridge and have a standby life that shall last for at least 4 years and replaced after 4 years. The standby battery shall have at least 4 years shelf life. The AED should be capable of providing therapy with lower energy to pediatric when required. The AED should be smart enough to detect when pediatric defibrillation pads are inserted.
Just to add on po no, sa item 5.3 lang po kasi na I understand po kung saan nanggagaling yung participations natin like being kung hindi nga po tayo nasa medical profession, how would we parang may fear ba na on the defibrillator yung sa shock part, more on yun po ang yun yung concern mo, ilang joules nga ba yung defibrillator, ganun. So, it's a misconnotation po kasi na pagka tumigil yung heart din, kailangan i-defib siya right away. Hindi po kasi din ganun. Ang initial po kasi is chest compression po talaga.
Pag irregular lang yun.
Yes,
You don't shock it, you can stop it. If you stop it, if it stops, it's
hindi po totoo yung mga nasa drama kasi sir, defib. Hindi po kasi totoo siya.
pag irregular lang yung heart.
Pag irregular na yung heart, para i-restart po siya, saka lang. But kung kunwari po, stop yung heart, then i-defib mo, then it's no use, wala po posisyon. Ang saving grace po is this one, or the increasing the survival rate, is the proper chest compression, which our machine can guide us to. Kaya, kasi parang dun sa 5.3, there is giving emphasis na it will tell you, the machine will push harder, that you're doing it correctly. Yun po yun, giving emphasis po talaga dun sa manual chest compression. Kasi even though po, pwedeng yung defibrillation, antayin nga lang po yung medical practitioner if talagang takot yung layman to do it. It would still be effective, cardiac arrest man po yan or irregular heart rate lang, chest compression would be effective. Even kahit wala pa, even medyo delayed yung defibrillation. Yung
So
shock.
basically, it guides you on what to do.
Yes. Yes.
So, okay. Pero how does the machine find out kung ano yung condition ng patient?
Through the
Yung
traces, sir.
di ba may mga ikakabit ka?
Yes.
How hard is it to kabit?
It gives you voice instruction also
Hindi.
for the proper placement of the lead, where to put the pads.
So,
And
and
what to
based
do,
on the
what to
placement
do.
of the pads, magkakaroon ng diagnosis
Diagnosis,
kung
yes.
ano dapat gagawin mo.
Yes po. It will,
So, hindi lang to kukuryente ka.
No, sir.
Okay. Siguro that's part of the confusion.
Yes po.
Na
It's not just
basically,
automatic
iniisip na
shocking
these are
po.
all pads na kukuryente ka.
Kasi much of the survival rate po for these victims nanggagaling dun sa proper chest compression. Which is yung manual
As
CPR.
learning says, sabi push harder.
Yes.
So, training ka na lang, push ka na malalim.
Hindi po, hindi siya automatically shocking.
How long will it take if somebody, let's say, collapse? How long will it take to check on something before you use the machine?
Then you use the machine right away.
Yeah, nga, yun nga.
Hindi, kasi the machine, kakabit mo yung
Pero kakabit mo na lang.
Hindi, kakabit mo yung diodes. Well, diodes, kakabit mo yung sensors. Kakabit mo yung pads. Tapos sa pads, i-assess kung irregular yung heartbeat mo, nag-stop yung heartbeat. And then it tells you what to do. Kung halimbawa, yung kailangan ng chest compression, sasabihin mo yung mag-chest compression ka, and then i-guide ka kung you're doing it too fast, you're doing it too light, you're doing it too hard. So tama yung ginaguide ka sa anong ginagawa mo actually. So yung mga tao natin, tinitrain naman natin sa ganyan, this is an aid to our quick reaction team basically. It's not, well, concept ko kasi is, this is the kukuryente ka. Pero hindi, it's more of an aid to assist the responder on the correct action.
To guide.
Okay.
Step by step guide po.
So hindi lang okay. Hindi siguro kasi kukuryente ka lang ng machine na to.
Ikaw, sir, ready?
Okay.
We'll proceed po to payment.
Like, question, ano siya ka-general, yung mga technical specs natin?
Actually, dapat itatanong ko na wala ba tayong
Which one? Which one?
hindi, sufficient na ba yung specs natin na makuha natin ang gusto natin?
Hindi ako makaano sa specs dahil
Hindi, kasi Google lang ako ng specs eh. Iba kasi yung mga nakalagay dito ng specs. Hindi rin naman ako mapagtanong dahil I'm not so familiar with the machine.
Hindi, are you sure na sufficient na yung specs? Kasi parang, well, baka lang kasi na hindi namin naiintindihan na may catch-all phrase yan na kapag nakalagay yung specs na yan, covered na yung mga minor, well, other details. Hindi pero kasi sa photocopy, naiintindihan talaga namin ano ibig sabihin ng copies per minute.
Kasi ginagawa namin
Dito, tama na ba yung specs nyo?
Oo, wala pa.
Yung amount na tawag doon na gagawin sa taas. Meron pa yung specific
Kasi dito
number
meron.
ng
Meron pa
Ay, ilang joules
yung machine itself, meron ba yung capacity na yung kung ilang joules ba tawag doon?
Yes po, ay i-instruct din po yun ng machine. The machine will determine i-check po niya yung status and then they would give up the proper amount po ng
Yung
joules.
machine itself, meron ba category na limbawa 1, 2, 3, o isa lang talaga yun na
So, halimbawa, may nagayong machine rather than nagkukulang sa ating ginagawa niya. Sinasabi sa machine kung
If
tama
you
ang ginagawa
see
niya.
item 5.9, AED shall be, sorry, AED shall be powered, the battery shall be able to last for at least 60 shockers at 150 joules, then continuously at 200 joules. So, pwede siyang mag-i-increase po siya. Depending on the instruction of the machine. The machine can dictate po to increase with how many increments po.
So, ibig sabihin, yung isang machine, so pag i-increase mo, meron pa rin siyang maximum o yung I mean, hanggang dyan lang ba yung capacity niya?
Yung 200 joules na po ang ano po, pinaka-maximum, which is also yung acceptable rate na nila.
May charging time ba yan before siya makabigay ng initial shock?
Charging time.
Di parang hindi naman kasi automatic kaya niya magbigay ng
How many seconds po?
or is there standard or is that yung military standard?
Dito meron nakalagay, charge by GBP 2A less than 6 seconds.
Pinag-wait siya not more than 1.2. Pero yung regarding yung pag-charge, ayun o, yung dimensions, yung baka naman pwede kayo maglagay ng size ng carrying case, di ba yung discuss nun na what is portable may vary from, for example, yung Angie is different from what's portable to macho. Macho. Yan yung ibig sabihin dito. Kapag nag-approach, immigration, push harder.
Hindi ako makakomment sa space lang kasi hindi ko masyado siya.
Ako di ko rin na-expect.
Standby
lang, 7 years.
Yung mga dimension, mga measurements lang naman nakaano. Dito.
Wala po siya. Wala po siya.
Ano after na na-revise? Di ba natin? Di ba nga nila?
Super.
Joe, what's the verdict? Wala yung dalawang attorneys.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sabi niyo
Enough pa
So they have completed even the
I don't know if my reservation is still reached the back as a
hindi lang just deliver. Parang ang ano natin is the property transfer report to know that it was delivered and was accepted by the PMO, by the courts. Then certificate of completion po to know na nabigyan po sila ng training na yun.
Sure kayo yung conversation sa HR. Pero hindi ko rin.
Hindi dapat HR yan.
May pag-isip.
Okay, kasi ilalim yung feeding.
The machine kung ano,
Interpret kung hard at
yes.
Yeah, but for
Tapos,
No,
it
yung
can
vendor
say
lang
po, you can document the result
mag-certify
para
na.
pagka abot sa house wala.
Sa
Malinis
Yung magsa-certify yung certificate of completion.
Oo.
Sa
You
HR
prefer,
siya.
sir, ASD?
ASD siguro na din. Hindi naman tinididig doon.
So, ASD siya.
Kasi mangyari, you will report to me na na-deploy nyo na, and then I will say, okay, na-deploy na.
Okay.
May tanong lang ako dito sa 5.1, dun sa free replacement of the reserve funds. Kasi dito sa atin, wala po kasing free replacement ng pads tsaka ng battery. Request ang clinic sa atin na mag-procure tayo nito. Ma-assure mo ba, ma'am, na ano po ito i-deploy ito, diba, sa mga ports po? Pagka po, if ever na nakalagay kasi within 48 hours, yung replacement po is kind of every time na magagamit yung cards tsaka yung budget.
Isama mo lahat ng port police dapat train dito. So, increase na lang natin yung training requirement, the number of people na i-train na. So, all port police personnel kasama dyan, tapos yung sa reactive team.
Question, sir, yung port police po has natin just jurisdiction dun sa compliance po. Nandun sila, nag-station din sila dyan. Hindi po dun
Hindi,
sila.
ang interest eh, isama natin lahat ng port police marunong gumamit.
Kasi sila yung visible sa anywhere you can.
So, hindi lang yung doon, isama niyo lahat ng port police.
Sa training.
So, dapat yung pinoint out before, na dapat may general idea kung ilan ang tinitrain dyan. Para alam nila kung ano yung training requirement.
Saka at least minimum background of the person na maiintindihan niya agad yan.
Can we? 10 year, 10 sheet.
Thank you for that suggestion po. We'll take note of it. For your question, Ronson, how can we assure yung free replacement? It should be indicated dun sa kanilang warranty.
May undertaking na rin.
Warranty certificate, yes po.
So, dapat may require ng undertaking. Pero kung ba na-exclusive pala yung nakalagay ng
Nasaan yun?
Baka tingnan nyo, kasi yung question niya exclusive talaga.
Nasaan yung question? Number ano yun?
7.7.
Well, we can't have you remove it if you don't want to remove it. Kaya there's a big chance na may question talaga yan. And kapag tatanungin nila, you have to have a good reason. Okay, exclusive yan.
I have reservation with I can set it for 7.7.
Ikaw na nga yun.
Hindi ko mag-brand eh.
Compare ko kayo straight.
Hindi, ang specs na parang hindi siya general na specs eh. So,
Kasi pag exclusive, parang ina-assign siya na eh.
hindi. Kung exclusive distributor, yung ginagawa nyo, if it's one brand, sinisigurado nyo na siya lang talaga ang nandun. So, mangyari, the bidders, if there are multiple bidders, iba-iba yung brand. So, yun. Although, if you're the
darating dyan dahil exclusive ka eh. Oh. Kung authorized distributor, kasi yung exclusive will still qualify sa authorized distributor.
Kasi yung 7.6 tsaka 7.7, parang yung 7.6 authorized dealer. Sa 7.7, exclusive distributor. Hindi ba yung info?
Okay. My point na nila is yung exclusive distributor can ensure the warranty, no equipment. So, how do we, is there a way now we don't use the word exclusive distributor, but we ensure sa documentation ng warranty na we are protected?
May 8 years warranty.
Hindi na, kasi
Undertaking.
yun na, undertaking yun. Kung halimbawa, authorized distributor lang siya, kaya na niya i-insure yung 8-year warranty niya. Kasi undertake niya, kaya pa niya yung 8-year warranty. Kaya ibigay yung document, pero kaya ba niya i-comply?
Ang exclusive distributor ba ilang years?
Depende.
So, ganun din.
Depende.
Hindi natin malalaman.
Kasi yung exclusive, in my experience, an exclusive distributor has a volume requirement per year. Kung hindi niya ma-meet yung volume requirement, nawawala sa kanya yung exclusive distributors usually. Kasi may target yung company sa sales for a certain year and a certain year. Kung kaya hindi maghahanap ng ibang distributor yung supplier. Although yun, kung exclusive distributor ka, sigurado yan na you have a close relationship with the supplier. Kaya binigay ka ng exclusive. Yung authorized, pwede marami kayo, bumibili ka lang doon sa supplier. So, hindi mo din, an exclusive distributor will have a clear picture on the plans of the company with regards its presence in the country.
Specs.
Hindi, ano lang, kasi baka mamaya pag nagpala lang yung pagkano sa bid docs na saka nag-credit, yung pare-pareho lang yung understanding na rin. 5.3, kasi mahaba siya, isang paragraph siya. Ito ba may, parang may simple way ba dito to say na ito yun? Or is it the way to, kasi baka iba yung interpretation to sa 5.3.
Yung pwede gawin sa 5.3, after the first paragraph, after the first sentence, i-bullet type mo yung the TPL progression kasi parang it is to elaborate on the coaching and feedback description. So parang basically it's an example ano dapat ginagawa ng machine. So basically the requirement is kaya magbigay ng coaching and feedback to the rescuer. So example na yan, if the TPL progression is not good, blah blah blah. So pwede mo i-bullet yung next 3 sentences.
We'll make it a new item, we'll make it a 5.4 po. Emphasizing on the coaching.
5.3, first sentence. After the first sentence, you bullet the next 3 sentences.
Okay. Yung mga ano, yung life, cartridge must have a standby life and shall last for at least 4 years. Kunwari ako yung bidder. What if mine is, so stick ba tayo dun sa 4 years at saka replacement after 4 years or these are negotiable? 5.11, the same, the standby battery shall have at least 4 years shelf life. Ang ano na naman ang iba dyan, 1.8 ito. So, that, are we sticking with these numbers? Yun lang. Is it 4 years? Why not? 5, why not 3, why not 10? Kasi ang ano yan yung exclusivity. Sasabihin na naman that you are, making it really exclusive for that specific brand.
Do we have to include that ma'am sa unrealistic. Yung katulad ko lang yung 4 years shelf life of the package. Dapat naki-specify.
Dito pa naman kasi pag translate sa naka-minimum yung minimum line. Parang naka-minimum.
I-implement, mag-educate nila sa technical, ay, technical issue. It's already maximum of 4 years. It should be replaced every 4 years. We'll just indicate po,
Hindi nga ka-high-tech daw to eh.
Pero may medical, ano lang po eh. May medical
to specify on the shelf Yes, ma'am. Every 4 years, kailangan i-replace siya.
Kasi siya tayo magta-translate.
Miss Anne,
Yes, ma'am.
nice ni Rog kasi yung ginagamit dito, nakalagay kasi sa item 6, 5.16, every 8, yung battery within 8 years, every time the device is used. Pero paano pag hindi siya ginamit? Kasi yung dito daw sa baba, kahit hindi siya ginagamit, i-replace. So paano to? Kung hindi ginamit, hindi nila i-replace. Ganun ba yun?
Yes.
So,
That would be another.
paano yung re-replace?
Yung from 2 years ago,
Hindi ba may...
2017.
Kahit hindi rin siya ginamit.
Sugay. After back.
Pero yung sabi niya, nire-replace din daw ng hindi. Nire-replace ng hindi.
Kasi hindi po ginamit. Kasi they have to ensure na
House
may
employees
capacity
get
ba.
150,000
Kasi,
bonus.
how important ba yung pads para magamit? Kasi kung hindi mo siya nagamit,
Hindi sa
hindi ka-expire pa yun.
Well,
So, sana tayo required din ng 150 million,
Pag hindi ginamit.
Anong 2 billion? 3? 4?
that is the reasonable
Four na.
natin. Idagdag
4
po
this
natin
year.
sa
Next year target 4.5. Tapos, ayaw GCG na mag-financier ng MOLA. GCG. Ewan ko ba? Hindi. Pinaparefer nila sa DBM. Tanong na, bakit?
i-include na lang po namin. Thank you, ma'am.
There are counsel. Sila ang abogado natin.
Pag may pera na hindi sila, ano na ang motion natin? Any more questions?
Eh, hindi tayo.
Okay na yun. Similar contract yun na yun. Basta nag-supply lang sila ng AED for similar contract, no?
Yes po. Yes.
And Miss Anne, yung ano rin,
And then sa warranty.
yung sa warranty, yung period to replace.
Yes po.
And suppose, pag hindi ginamit,
Uy, guilty.
Guilty?
Pali, maraming pera.
Sige po, ma'am. Include din po namin.
Can you, pwede ba, kasi corrections na lang naman. Can we receive, ay, motion pala. Go na ba to?
Apply na lang sila.
Ay, si ano, si Miss Jo.
Paano ka mag-motion?
Wala. Yung isa na. Yung isa na po. Ay, si Miss Jo. Si Arlan. Miss Angela,
Wala na po. Wala na po.
deferred po na. Pero next year na yan. Wala na tayo yun.
Sinabi ko, ay sinama ko rin po sa 2020.
Charlie, may yun ang ilan pa pwede tulad ngayon. January, why hindi na pwede gamitin ang budget for 2019? Hindi na.
Kasi kung ano namin sa closing hanggang January,
Tulad nito, ito kasi habol naman ng 2019, no? Kaya nga hinahabol natin. So naka-charge pa rin siya kasi ilalagay ko for CY 2019. Halimbawa yung mga early January, can you still use the budget? Kaya lang, hindi ko na rin pwedeng ilagay na for CY 2019.
Siya nag-commit kay Ipa. International na si Ipa.
At least
Ako
some
po.
part nila.
Hindi niyo kaya tayo yan.
Oo.
Basta ano,
Before it has both non-today. Both mobile shower.
Hindi, yung mobile shower, bigyan ko na sa akin yung ginagawa namin. Yung one page lang, na-implement niya.
Yes.
Pwede ko siya.
Una
Yan ba talaga?
Kasi hindi na yun. Kasi hindi ko so kung ano sana
Pero, even nakita niya siya dapat sa work yung gagamit na.
at saka yun nga.
Kasi it's not a question of whether or not you could. The questions were focused on pinideploy it gagamit.
Basta yan, no, walang hinihinging certificate or license sa sana. Kasi sabi natin po sir, kung ako yung gagamit yung license
yung tao natin na train na yan nire-discuss natin when they oversee and they will have like 20
Ano lang naman ito eh. 8 years.
sa akin lang dapat kasi baka kasi yun. Good. Based on that, dinala pa dun sa dinala pa sa ER para i-inform dito pwede mo na i-connect dito na yung dinala namin natin regular
kahit 3 to 5 o'clock, pwede naman. Pero bukas lang.
Pero may bibigay dito sa kanila.
Hindi kang pinakain.
Kahit ako lang earlier than 5. Bakit natin i-coordinate siya ng ano?
Oy, hindi pa tayo tapos.
Uy, motion. Kita may ITV ka na. May draft ITV.
should be considered?
Gagawin naman namin yung research mamaya.
Finalize na. I second the motion, Mr. Chair.
That the procurement of 40 units of limited external circulator is considered completed in the name of procurement and schedule. Survey that the motion is carried and directive instructions to the preparation of detailed samples in the procurement process. Let's proceed to the next procurement process, the vehicle X-ray machine.
Well, then you defer that for now.
Oh, very good.
Party natin.
Okay, Christmas na.
Okay, anything else? Kasi ayaw mo malis si Joe. There being none. This meeting is adjourned. Ano yung mga ako?
Yes, yes. Yes,
Sa atin.
Ma'am,